Hello guys, and welcome to my video. Thank you so much for watching and clicking. If you are new to my channel name is Claribella, but my name is Melissa, so it is very nice to meet you. If you are a subscriber, a loyal subscriber, hi, how are you? Good to see you again. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe because I would really appreciate that, and I am trying to post videos 2 times a week. So that would be lovely. As you guys can tell from the title, I am doing a review on the whole Covergirl Clean Fresh line. So that is the foundation, the blush, the glow stick, and the lip oil. I go really in depth in the review. I do the whole application. I do swatches of the lip oil, the blush, the glow stick. So it's the whole shebang. I did want to say that if you're seeing what's going on back here, Claribella Productions runs on a very tight budget, managed by me, a full-time student. I have to make do with what I can, and I wanted to have a white background. I had to work with what I have, which is a bed sheet, a clothesline, and some clothespins. So, hope you guys understand, and you know what? Let's just get into the review. I'll get into the application process right now. Alrighty guys, so I'm gonna go in with the application process of this foundation. So they did send me all 14 shades. They sent me all of the blushes, the highlighters, and the lip tints. So lightest shade, darkest shade right here, and there is the shades in between. So it's pretty basic in the way that it goes. Porcelain, fair, fair light, light, light medium, medium, and so on and so forth. So there isn't a huge shade range, but hopefully you'd be able to find your shade. So right now for me, I'm looking at light, medium, and I'm thinking both of these look like they could fit me, except this one looks a little too light and this one looks a little too dark. So I think what I'm gonna do is mix the 2 colors and hopefully get to a good in-between shade. So to apply my foundation today, I'm gonna use this Real Technique sponge, which is a foundation sponge. It's like for foundation and BB cream. My hope is it doesn't absorb as much product as their orange sponge does. I don't know if you guys can see that. So the darker one is obviously medium and the lighter one is light medium. So there is a big difference as far as shade range, because I feel like the jump from light medium to medium is pretty orange, a lot darker than the light medium. I'm just taking a Q-tip and just kind of like swirling it in there, hoping that this mixes, and just whatever's on here, I'm just gonna start applying it to my face. So right off of the bat, just off of this one side, you can see that it's a really sheer foundation. And it also has that dewy finish where your face looks a little bit glowy after you apply it. I do think, because I am a full coverage kind of gal, that I'm gonna have to really build it up to where I want it to be. Foundations like this, I love them in the summer. You wanna feel like you are not too caked on, you want to feel like it's breathable, like it is refreshing, and I feel like that's what this foundation kind of feels like. It feels really light and airy. All right, so this is the 1 layer of foundation. So as you guys can see, I have a lot of dark pigmentation from acne scarring, and it still kind of comes through a little bit, especially on the cheeks. All of these areas where I have those spots aren't really covered. So I'm gonna go in with another layer, and I wanna see how buildable it is. All right, so this is with that 2nd layer. As you guys can see, it is a really dewy, glowy foundation. Like, look at that, you can like see it. I actually really like this layer of coverage because I haven't gone in with concealer yet, I haven't gone in with contour yet or anything like that. So I feel like this is a good coverage to where it covers most of my imperfections, but your skin still looks like skin, which I like. I don't know how I feel about the dewiness of the foundation. Like I said, I'm kind of envisioning this foundation as like one of those I live in hot weather / it's summertime foundations, because it is so natural looking and dewy. You just look hydrated and glowy, but my winter skin is saying no ma'am. Right, so here we have 2 layers of that foundation in. So it covered up more of the dark spots. I feel like you can still definitely see them, but that's true for a lot of foundations. So the coverage, I do think, is buildable. We could definitely try another layer, but I don't think it's needed because I do want to see how it looks, sort of giving it like a natural feel. I tend to stay away from foundations that are more on the sheer side because it doesn't work with my skin. You know, I don't have glass skin. I don't have beautiful skin like that. Gotta work with what God gave me. But I do, right off the bat, first impression, I do really like this. The one thing I worry about with it being so dewy is that throughout the day, I always oil up right in my T-zone area, and especially right here. I get so oily right there. So by the end of the day, I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, oh, we can fry an egg on my nose if I wanted to. So with a foundation that starts off dewy like this, I don't know how it's gonna look by the end of the night when you're kind of oiled up a little bit. And I can definitely check back in. Right now it is 3:30. It's literally not focusing, so we're gonna move on. I'll check back in before the night is over and show you guys how it looks at the end of the day. All right, so this is the foundation with concealer and with the translucent powder. So as you guys can see, everything put together just gives more coverage, especially the translucent powder at the end really mattified it, but I feel like it still has that underlying glowiness. Next, I want to move on to the blushes. So I'm going to start off with Butterfly, which is the darkest. Honestly, I'm just really curious about what color this is. And when it comes out, you can really see that it's almost like a metallic. So this is the shade Butterfly, which is this one here. It is the brown tone looking one, so it looks like a rusty color. So this is the purple shade right here, Ripe and Ready. This one is sort of like a dark kind of lilac color. Next, I'm gonna do the shade Flushed, which is the corally kind of color. So that is Flushed right there. Swatching them, it's interesting because looking at them, I'm not thinking, yeah, that looks like a blush. Like, they're very intense colors and they're very metallic-y. I think these are the kind of products where a little bit goes a long way. And the last one I'm going to swatch is Sweet Innocence. So this is going to be the first one here. And this one I think is the one I'm probably going to use. They are very metallic-y, and as you guys can see when the light hits them, they just glow. So those are all 4 shades of the blushes swatched. All right, so what I'm gonna do with this blush is take it to the back of my hand and try to apply it with my fingers. I'm gonna read the back and see if it has directions. Sometimes a lot of products give you directions on the best way to apply it. Some of them say, this doesn't say anything. So because of how strong the color looks, I'm gonna start small and work my way up because I don't want an intense shade right away. Okay. Okay, so I just tried applying it with my fingers and this dries so fast. So that's not gonna work. Plan B, we're gonna take my Duo Fiber Powder Blush Brush from Sigma. I was able to blend out the initial little bit that I put on there, but it was not gonna blend out with my finger. With a brush, it works out so much better, and it could just be because this is a really good brush for blending out blush. So once that is in, that is super pigmented. The color of this and the feeling of it kind of reminds me of the NARS Orgasm blush. I accidentally took way too much on this side. But see, do you guys see how fast that kind of dried down? Like, I feel like you really need to have either a good brush or I'm not sure if like a good blending sponge, but you really have to make sure you blend it because it sticks to wherever you put it down. And I know you guys are probably thinking, well, it might be because you set your foundation with the powder, but I actually used this earlier and it did the same thing just on top of the foundation. I didn't set it with powder, I just put it on top of the foundation and it still dried down really fast. So this side is intense. So I'm gonna take my sponge, which I typically use as like a little eraser if things get away from me, and I'm gonna see if this helps calm down the blush on this side. I'm gonna use the brush that I use for my translucent powder, and I'm just gonna go over it and kind of set it a little bit to maybe take away a little bit of the glow and also a little bit of the coverage because it is super bright. Even though I feel like this is way more blush than I would ever wear, if you look at my face up close, we're gonna get really up close and personal. Hi, nice to meet you. This is my face. But if you look at my face up close, like it doesn't look cakey. It kind of looks like, you know, maybe I just went for a run. Maybe I'm embarrassed. Maybe I was just flirting with someone. No, I'm just kidding. I got a man. But you know, maybe I am blushing, and I don't blush like I'm tan. Like I just don't blush. Pink blush does not happen on my cheeks. But if it did, I would hope it would look a little bit like this, to where I'm like a little bit flushed. So after putting it on, going on top with my sponge, and then going on top with my brush that I use for translucent powder, now I like the way that the blush looks. It is the kind of blush that you gotta move fast, you gotta use the right tools, and you might have to adjust it to the way that you like your blush to look. So those are some things to keep in mind just from my own experience right now. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of contour because your girl needs to get rid of this right here. I feel like now I go from, you know, looking like a little bit of a clown to looking like maybe I've been laying on the beach all day. Maybe I went and got a tan in Mexico, you know, instead of looking like a payasa. So the face is in. Let us go in and try the highlighter, which I'm pretty excited for. I'm gonna start off with the color Opel Dreams, and I'm gonna swatch it onto the back of my hand. But when they say cooling, it feels very cool, very refreshing. So this is Opel Dreams. This next one is the one that is called Pink Thrill, which is interesting because even though it does have somewhat of a pink look, I'd say this is more rose gold. The next one I'm going to use is So Guilty, which I think is the one that I'm going to use on my face because it is a nice gold looking highlighter. I love the way that all of these, like even the blushes, look in the light. It is so glowy. And then, which is interesting, they have a transparent glow stick, which I've never heard of, and that could just be me being out of the loop. So I'm assuming that this is maybe for those no makeup days when you just want a little bit of a glow, kind of make it look like you're sweating or something. Just got out of the gym maybe, you know, sexy. Oh, okay. I don't know if I just put too much on of this one, but I'm not sure if I put too much on of this one. I put it, and of course I put it on the one place in my hand that I can't really turn to show you guys, but it's right up here, and this one for some reason just kind of looks, I don't know, milky. I kind of want to try it one day with no makeup to see what that looks like, but also I blended it in and it's not even there anymore. So I have no idea what that would do for you. So I'm going to take So Guilty, which is the gold shade, and using a mirror, not the viewfinder, I'm going to just take this directly onto the face. So on this side, I'm going to try dabbing it to see how that goes on. And this, oh my gosh. So it is a really pretty glow, right? But it feels so cool, and I think that's why they say it's like a refreshing line, because it feels so hydrating when you apply it. This is kind of like one of those little highlighters that's like, oh, I'm here, but am I? You can see me, but can you? So I just applied some to the nose, and I think this side I dabbed it on and it looks like this, and on this side I'm just gonna swipe it on and see what happens with that. That is a lot more than I got on this other side. This side is just the side that gets all the makeup, whereas the other side is my natural side. This one actually blends pretty easily, so that is really nice. I'm gonna take a little bit to the forehead, Cupid's bow, and the chin. What I like about this shade, oh, this smells good. This smells so good. I could smell this literally all day. This smells so good. It smells like, I'm really bad at describing smells. Like, I'm gonna say this smells florally. Maybe it's like a fruit. I really don't know. It smells amazing though. So this is the foundation, the blush, the highlighter in. The last product that they sent me from their line is the Tinted Lip Oil. So these colors are very interesting. Like a deep purple, a couple of corally shades, a hot pink, a light pink, and then a transparent. So I'm gonna hold them up if I can to the camera, and these are the shades I have here. We have Sour Grapes, we have Swipe Ripe, we have Fresh Squeezed, then we have the hot pink, which is Bad Apple, we have Quench. So I'm gonna go in with the light pink color, which is Quench, and maybe I can just do all of them. So let's see. So this, I'm going to start with the lightest color, which is Quench. Oh my god, my lips look so small. So this is Quench. I mean, it feels nice. It doesn't feel like a gloss where it's sticky. It feels really smooth, and it smells really good. Like, it has that same florally, fruity kind of smell that the highlighter had. I'm gonna go in with the hot pink shade. This is Bad Apple. So I would say this one has way more pigment than the other one, and that's because obviously it's a way brighter pink. That is how that one looks. I'm gonna go in with Fresh Squeezed, which is the lighter of the corals. I'm next gonna go in with Swipe Ripe. So this one looks like that. All right, so my lips are super red because I've taken off so many of these oils at this point. I'm gonna go in with Sour Grapes, which is the purple one. So that is Sour Grapes. So I'm gonna take my lip pencil in Whirl, and I'm just gonna line my lips with this. Wow, my lips are super stained, which I feel like is kind of what you get out of these. So if you put it on and you wear it throughout the day and it goes away, you're still gonna have that nice stain color on your lips. But it's also supposed to be a really nourishing lip product, so it makes your lips feel good while you use it. So I'm gonna take this shade, which is Matte Beige from Pixi. This is like a really nice nude color, and this is supposed to be really long lasting, and it is. Every time I eat with this on, it stays, which is amazing. And then I think on top, to keep it really light and fresh and girly, I'm gonna go in with Quench, which is the lightest pink shade. So this is the color combo of Whirl from MAC, which is this shade here. Then Matte Beige from Pixi, which is a nude shade. And then the color Quench from Covergirl, which gives it a really soft pink kind of look. And that is what that looks like. To finish off my look, I'm gonna go in with a quick nose contour because you guys know I love a snatched nose. I'm gonna reapply a little bit of the stick. Oh my god, I swiped it on the tip of my nose and it's so bright. And I'm gonna blend that out because that is a little intense. I look like Rudolph right now, but instead of a red nose, it is a bright ass gold. Alrighty guys, so this is my finished makeup look. What do you guys think? I used every single product in the line that they have and that they sent me. Let me start off with the foundation. The skin match is pretty good, but it's not as good as some foundations that I've tried. So that's my first thing, is that I had to mix two shades to get a shade similar to mine, and then it doesn't really match my undertones. It has more of that beige kind of undertone to it. Now I think what's great about this foundation is that it is the perfect summer foundation. Could you wear it the other seasons? Totally. Don't get me wrong. But for me, I love a light coverage during summer. I love a barely there foundation because that is when my skin is thriving. My skin does not thrive in the winter, okay? My skin hates me in the winter. But in the summer, my skin loves me. So I love a good, nice, dewy, barely there foundation for the summer, and this is definitely going to be my go-to. So if we look at their website, the way that it is described is formulated without formaldehyde. Okay, I can't say this word. Phthalates. Say it with me. Phthalates. Parabens, sulfates, and talc. This lightweight, nourishing liquid foundation gives your skin the moisture boost it craves with a delicate infusion of milky coconut and soothing aloe. You'll experience a glowing, dewy finish that lasts all day long, blurring imperfections and creating a more even skin tone. The foundations, because of the coconut milk and the aloe, is supposed to be very nourishing and helpful for your skin. I think the dewy kind of look is sort of a hit or miss with people because a lot of people have oily skin. So how do you use a dewy foundation when you have oily skin, right? And I have combination skin where the rest of my face stays pretty neutral. I wouldn't necessarily say it's dry, but then my T-zone oils up throughout the day. And especially right here in this area, I get the worst oil. I set mine with Laura Mercier translucent powder, which I do with every foundation. So for me, once I set it with that powder, I think it looked really, really pretty because of how dewy it is. Moving on to the blushes. So these blushes are interesting because they are very metallic-y when you put them on the back of your hand, but I think that is because it gives you this glow where when you move in the light, you can see the glow, right? The one that I did use, I think is really pretty. I did have to really work it to get it to where I really like it. I think if I just put it on and left it how it was, I don't think I'd like it as much. Now, these are blushes that are metallic-y, like NARS Orgasm. It has that sparkle to it to make it look like you're glowing, right? And some people don't like that. I remember going into Ulta, my sister was trying to find a blush and I was recommending NARS Orgasm, and the girl that was working there, because my sister has more of a round face, was telling her not to buy that blush because it might not go with the shape of her face. It might make her face look a little bit bigger because it's illuminating these sections. It's bringing light onto your cheeks. But I really like the way that the blush looks once it is blended in, once it is calmed down a little bit, and also once I have my bronzer and my contour in. I feel like everything just flows smoothly and it looks so natural and like barely there. We got really up close and personal earlier, but I'm gonna do it again. Hello guys, nice to meet you. Just so that you guys can see that it looks really, really natural. Does not look cakey at all, and has that really pretty glow. When you move in the light, the glow moves with you. So I think that's really nice. As far as the highlighting glow sticks, I like these. I think I would use these without makeup to give me a little bit of a dew if I want to have a no makeup look and add some highlight. I think it's really pretty. I think it is just glowy enough, but not super metallic-y, not super glittery. It is a really nice glow from within. You guys can see it right here. So I think it's really, really pretty. The lip tints are interesting to me. I don't know if I would necessarily purchase it myself. I like the way it feels, don't get me wrong. It feels amazing. It feels like my lips are nourished. And maybe I would go in and get this light pink shade because that is the color I like. Maybe in the summer I'd go in and get one of these corally shades because that will look really pretty with a really sun-kissed look. But I'm not necessarily sure if it's what I would spend my money on. I love a lip stain. So possibly, but if you wear just the lip oil by itself, I wasn't vibing with the look that much, but I like it on top of these lip products. So I think if we talk about the line overall, it gives me kind of Glossier vibes, which is to have a really, really, really natural kind of look and also have products that are supposed to help your face, help your lips, help everything along the way, which is really nice. Something that they say about the foundation is that it blurs imperfection and evens out your skin tone. And having had this foundation on for so long at this point, to where it's settled in, to where it has oxidized a little bit to like the shade that it's gonna stay at, I actually think that's true. If I go in super close again to the camera, if you guys see, like, obviously now my contour, everything is hiding those spots that I had before. But if you look down here, you can see the slightest bit of spots peeking through. But it's not as noticeable as you would think coming from a sheer coverage foundation. The other thing that I really like is how not cakey, opposite of cakey, this foundation looks. It looks so natural. I could probably, let's do it. I could probably zoom you guys in super intensely. Hello. Hello. And my skin doesn't look cakey. It looks really natural. Oh my God, I hope you guys don't see my little mustache. I'm sorry, I am Hispanic. I'm a little too hairy for my own good. So I'm gonna zoom you guys out. As you guys saw, it isn't cakey. It looks so smooth and so pretty, and I really like that. Now, I'm gonna stop rambling because I could ramble all night about this foundation. I'm not gonna do that. So I think overall, if it comes to me recommending it, I would say absolutely give it a try. I would say that if you are a full coverage kind of gal, this might not be the one for you. If you have very oily skin, this might not be the one for you. So you really have to know your own face and know, is this the kind of product that will work for me? Those are my thoughts on the line. I think that it is very pretty, very natural, and if you like that kind of look, then I definitely recommend, for sure. They are in a good price range, and I love that Covergirl has kind of gone for this whole like rebranding, you know? This is a new kind of Covergirl. I've always used Covergirl growing up, and I've seen the way Covergirl has kind of grown and expanded, and their packaging is still really minimal like it used to be, but this little pink is so cute. So those are my thoughts on this line. I feel like I have said a lot, so I'm gonna end the video here. I'm gonna check in with you, so this isn't the end of the video, but this is the end of me going on and on and on. So that is the end of my video. I am filming my outro right now before the end of the night, just so that I get it out of the way, and my foundation still looks pretty. So I might redo it and film the outro later, but I want to have an outro just in case. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed my review. Hi guys, it is literally 1:30 in the morning. I just got home. I was hanging out with my best friend. We were dancing with her baby. A whole bunch of things were happening. We got our nails done. So many fun things. So I am whispering. I wanted to show you guys the makeup really quick. This is after 10 hours. I applied the foundation at 3:30 and it's currently 1:30. 1:20. Same thing. So I wanted to show you guys. I feel like it doesn't look as fresh as when I first put it on, but it doesn't look bad. Like, here is where I get oily and you can kind of see it, but honestly this foundation got less oily than some of my other ones, which I think is crazy because this is a dewy one. So yeah, I really recommend. I got so many compliments on my makeup today, which is also really nice. People were telling me that my makeup looked really smooth, so it was really nice to hear that. So I definitely recommend this foundation. I'm sorry I am whispering, but I'm gonna end the video here so that I stop whispering. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna go to bed. My social media handles are linked down below, and you guys know I appreciate you guys watching and your comments and everything, so thank you.